Hello and welcome to the Awakened Journey. My name is Debbie Wilson and I am your host for this journey. And I am here today with the beautiful Emunah Malinovitz. Hello,
Hello.
Emunah. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm awesome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure always. You are such a beautiful light, such a beautiful spirit. I love spending time with you. It's an absolute joy.
Thank
So
you.
I am so happy to have you here. And let's talk a little bit about the time that we've spent together previously. Hi, Haley. How are you? Um, we talked about following the spiritual breadcrumbs. We've talked about the signs and synchronicities and et cetera of going through an awakening. We've talked about basically, that everyone's going through this collective experience of awakening. And one of the things that's really come up in this group that I've noticed is a lot of people talking about being alone on the journey and about the relationships and maybe the relationships that they've had in their life currently, and then how this change in their mindset, their beliefs, how that affects their relationships. And I know with your Sacred Love Academy that you have, you're dealing with relationships all the time. You're supporting people through all of that. So how about we take a minute and talk about that right now and how the journey, what do we do when we're in this position of awakening and now our relationships are maybe a little out of whack?
Yes, I mean, relationships are so near and dear to my heart. That's why, I have the Sacred Love Academy. Believe that love and relationships and having true connection with others is really the gift of life. It's the sweetness of life. And we long for that. And often on our journey, yes, we have friends, we have family, but there's that ache inside. There was for me of I want something deeper than this. I want to connect on a deeper level. Now, it's interesting for me because I got awakened as a result of wanting love, right? So
Mhm.
I got awakened because my deep desire was I wanted love, I wanted real connection. And as I was going through my life, I wasn't feeling that. I was like, there has to be more than this, right? Just like how I felt when I looked in the mirror, there has to be more to me. Who am I, right? These were the questions. I knew I had to be more, and I knew that there was something more to love. And ultimately, now I know that love is everything. Love is creator. Love is who we are. Love is what we are. So no wonder we have this yearning inside of us for love and connection. And at a deeper level, that yearning is really for our connection to source. And that was my journey. I had to learn through a lot of painful experiences and disappointment in relationships. I had to keep finding that connection inside myself and awaken different parts of me. And really, it was like taking off layers of myself. So that way, as more of those layers were revealed, I could be more present to have real connection and real relationships, right?
Right.
So it goes hand in hand. It can feel scary because we don't want to be alone. And then we get afraid that if I change too much, I'll be too weird. No one's going to like me. I'm not going to have any friends, right? My family's going to abandon me. And I get it. Those are all fears that come up for most people on their awakening. We're beings who are afraid of change, even though change is a constant. Change is evolution. We're always growing and changing. We have to learn as a species that that's exciting. That's awesome. We're here to evolve. We're not here to stay stagnant and stuck,
Right,
right?
exactly.
But as you do, and as you go on your journey, and you literally just peel away layers, which are barriers, they're walls that get in the way of our true connection, right? And we have them from our childhood and our life and what we see and beliefs. And I mean, it's a lot, which is why we do a lot of helping you clear all that heaviness and density to have real true connection with source, with yourself, and then you can have that with others, right? So it was that desire for me to have an amazing love that actually guided me on my awakening, because I had to keep going in and I would see, why am I still not attracting the love I know I deserve? And each relationship was guiding me and teaching me and showing me different reflections of things I needed to see. And that's part of the journey. I think that relationships are definitely one of the main ways that the universe wakes us up, right? Helps us see who we are, helps us have that mirror to connect with. So, of course, yes, it's natural to long for that and to want that and to desire it. And I'm here to tell everyone you're not crazy for wanting that. There is more, right?
Right.
There is more. There is more. And you get to have it when you let yourself open, right, in those ways and connect in those ways. And what happens is you start to attract like-minded souls, like all of you that have found your way here. Now there's a group of people right here in this Facebook group with you, watching this right now with you, who are like kindred soul spirits that you're connecting to, who you have no idea. But I can't tell you how along my journey, even meeting you, as you evolve and awaken, you're going to start calling forward beautiful aligned souls. You know, that's what real relationships, friendships. I have such beautiful friends that I've met from around the world, and I love them. They're my soul family. We resonate with each other, right? And that's what's going to happen. New people can come in. Old people who might not be on that same journey might move to different spaces, places. And that can happen in a relationship. Your relationship can grow, your relationship can change, but it's about you being in connection and authentic with you, right? And with source. And that inspires the people in your life to awaken and to grow. And the other thing, I know I'm saying a lot, but I want you to get all these pieces. The other thing is we can't change that other person. So a lot of people are in relationships and it's so easy to see what that person's doing. If they only did this, if they would just meditate or do this, God, their life would be so much better and so would mine. We're always boop, boop, if they would just do this. Instead, it's like, come back to myself.
Right.
Do the work on
Right.
me, open myself, heal my parts. And then guess what? You're going to see they shift, because we don't shift by putting it out there on other people. We shift when we take the power within ourselves. And I think that's amazing, because I have more power over that. I don't have power over this other person, but I do
Right.
have power
Right.
over me and my choices. And then you watch how, as you do that and you peel the layers and you get in what I call alignment and wholeness, you attract. Whether it's up-leveling your current relationship, whether it's calling in soul family, whether it's finding a beloved of your deepest heart's desire. The way to do that is by getting whole and open and true and clear and connected. So for me, when I got awakened and open to the truth of me, that's when finally I called in my beautiful partner, right? And it's been a
Right.
beautiful journey, and it's a huge celebration for me, because I had been seeking that for so long, right? And now I truly have it, but it's not only I have that, I have my connection to everything. Right. So
Right.
I thank Creator for making me have such a deep desire in my heart for such deep love, that it awakened me to the love of everything, of source, of everything. Right. And same, I shared in our last interview, I didn't have the greatest childhood. My mom wasn't. So I haven't had relationships that were meaningful. I didn't, but yet I knew there was more, and I went for that more, and I opened myself to that more, and now I do have that, right? So
Yeah.
awakening, spirituality, relationships, they're all intermingled and they're all sacred and beautiful. And when we hold them as that, that can be our greatest teacher and our greatest inspiration to awaken.
And it's so important that you made a really good point there, because when we're always looking outside of ourselves, or we're commenting on what's going on around us, and I'm guilty of it myself. So we're all on this journey of getting better in every moment, and up leveling in every moment, and we all have those moments that aren't so lovely. But the reality is that we have to take the deeper look at ourselves and see where are we in the process, what's ours. And as you said, we can't fix anything in anyone else. We can only fix ourselves. And that's to get to that place. And fix is a word I don't necessarily like, but it's basically getting to that point of what's mine, because what's out in front of me is a mirror of what's going on within me. And so what I'm experiencing around me is because of what I've got going on inside of myself. So if I can work through that and work through my own issues or challenges that I may be having, then I can invite in so much more beauty around me. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And that's so exciting. That's, taking care of our own energy vibration, right? Doing, like you said, not the fixing the work, just attuning, holding a certain frequency. And yeah, it's
Right.
very easy it's very easy to get distracted and pulled into the woe is me and the problems of the world.
Right.
And that's hard too when you're awakening. So everyone around you can be, oh my God, the world's falling apart, and come, let's be in fear together, and let's commiserate together. And you're like, wait a minute, I don't know if that's what's happening. The world's going through a big awakening and a shift, and this could be exciting. And you don't want to be like, well, I don't think, they're like, well, you're all pie in the sky. You don't think it. No, you are focused on a different frequency, a love frequency, a whole frequency, where you are calling in different things in your life. We're creators. We are always creating. And part of the awakening process is realizing that we're creating with our thoughts, our feelings, our intentions every single moment. And when you're not thinking good thoughts, you're creating negative things in your life. And again, this is not to blame you or make you feel bad about yourself. This is an awakening. It's a journey of, oh my God, you start to be aware. Oh, look what I'm focused on. What am I creating? Oh, let me see what's going on in me. Let me focus on this world instead of everything going on out there.
Right.
And then you start to feel better. You start to feel happier, more free, more aligned, more true. Synchronicities happen, right? And so, yeah, there's awareness, right? Is what we're doing, being aware of our frequencies, not beating ourselves up when we have a moment of feeling something, because that's also good. We're here to feel and move energy, but we've been conditioned. Tap it down. And so as you're waking up, it's like, it's going to come out however it needs to, because it's been squashed down.
And yeah, it definitely is. You're right. And I think that I want to take a quick second here, because we're getting some comments, which I'm so grateful for. We've got, hello, I said hi to Haley, Lori, Ava, Linda. Yes. And so Ava is saying that, hello, that you have already helped her a lot, and that she's loving this conversation. And Haley has said she totally agrees with what you've been saying as well. So that's fantastic. And so friends, if you're watching live, if you have a question for Emunah, please put it in the chat box. I can see your comments and we will answer your questions. But back to what we were saying, yes, absolutely. So important. And only we can do the work ourselves. And so when we do that work and we are working to attune ourselves and doing that, that is impacting what's going on around us, and it's making a difference. for not only ourselves, but for the people that we're interfacing with on a daily basis. Now, Lori has a question for us. What advice do you have for someone who has had a hard time surrendering? Oh, surrender. Yes, that's the challenge. I'm going to let you
It's
take
a
that.
good one, right? We all have a hard time surrendering because there's always another level to surrender to, right? But yet, most of us, we're holding on to dear life. We don't want to let go. But your mind, you're like, oh, but I'm going to surrender. Surrender sounds like such a good thing. I'm going to just let go. And then you're holding, oh, but don't take that away. Don't take that away. But I like that.
And what's on the other side of that, right?
Right. And
Don't
but I could,
know.
like, even right now, my hands are tired. They're gripping. I could feel pain. So when I'm tight like this, when I'm gripping onto things, energy's not flowing.
Right.
I'm cutting it off. So surrendering is learning to breathe, relax, stay open. The more that you can feel and know that Creator is on your side, that this is a friendly, benevolent universe that loves you, that is not trying to make you surrender to pain. It's,
Right.
can you let go of everything that is not real, that you've made real, so I can show you what is real, so you can fall into that? But we come up against all of our conditioning, all our fears, all our attachments, because we've been programmed in a world that tells us this is how you do it, this is what makes you happy. But yet, look around. People are feeling empty and meaningless and like, I don't feel happy though. Because there's something more. The only way to feel real, true happiness is in connection to true energy. So by surrendering, you're like letting go of each layer and each grip and each, to make space for more light, more love, more flow. And it's a practice. We have to learn how to do that, right? No one taught us this. No one taught us this. So it's okay. And this is why having spiritual community, spiritual mentors, teachers, and be careful who your mentors are. Not all people are coming from that place. So there's a lot you're learning on this journey about discerning and what's true. And we talked about that in the interview earlier too, right? The truth is simple and you know it when you feel it.
Right.
But we've got to learn how to get attuned to that and trust that in ourselves and know that that's what awakening is, right? So that was a lot, but surrender is a lot, and surrender can be many layers. And you pray to surrender, you ask for help, you say, help me surrender, help me let go of my attachment. We can have such a more of a deep connection with support when we know how. So that helps surrendering when you feel supported, right? You feel
Right.
connected.
Yeah. And you know what? There's some incredible comments coming in here. And so, Lori, let us know if that helped you with what we just said. And then Linda's asking, how do you do that and be the parent for teenagers? She's in fight or flight all the time now, and that it's very difficult being a parent. And yes, I understand that fully. I've done the teenager run with, I have 3 sons. So yes,
It is.
it is
Yeah.
challenging. And one of the things that I had to learn in that process, Linda, is we're always trying to, I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, I was always trying to save my children from experiencing what I believed at the time to be less than desirable experiences, and trying to keep them safe and protected from those types of things. And one of the things that I've learned is, who am I to judge whether what one soul wants to experience in their life is necessarily bad? So that's, is it bad, or are all these things experiences? And we each come in with a list of different things that we're here to experience. So one soul may want one experience, one may want another experience, and how they go about achieving those things is very different. But I have learned through the process of parenting that it isn't for us to deny our children those experiences that they are here to experience. Because when we do try to do that, we may just in some ways be pushing off what's coming down the pike. The gentle tap that could have been a gentle tap as a younger child turns into something greater as they go. And surrendering to that. And I'm not sure if that's what you're specifically addressing, Linda, when you talk about the difficulties of that, if that's the surrender or not. But that's kind of my take on that. And you brought up another really good point also, discernment. So it's not just surrendering, but it's discerning, and you have to fine tune your discerning skills so that you're able to really discern what is yours, what isn't yours, etc.
And what you're surrendering to, right? I wouldn't want to, I'm not surrendering to some power outside of myself that's going to control me. And, I'm not surrendering to a narcissistic partner, but we have that, or I'm surrendering to a mother who, you know what I mean? So there's these parts of us that are like, I don't want to surrender to that. But you have to discern, you're surrendering to a greater force of love that is breathing you, that is guiding you. And as a parent, I know your heart is walking out there in the world, and it's a big learning, right? Being a parent is a huge awakening, right? And seeing that and knowing that. But for me, I feel like the only thing I can do to truly have any sort of sense of peace as someone who loves my people is I see them held by the divine. I know they're on their path. I'm holding that for them, right? Where as a mom or this, I don't want to go, oh my God, I'm worried about this, because then I'm holding them in that. So this is that balance. And the more you are surrendered and connected and you are feeling that, you're modeling that for your children. Right? It's more, again, it always comes back, who am I being? And I know it's hard when you're busy and you're moving and there's this. When do I have time? But what if you don't make time, you can be knocked down. You're going to have to make some time to wake up to this, right? So the more you can take 5 minutes to just sit, connect, listen. This is a beautiful start, this series. Sit, listen, take it in. We have to make time for ourselves. We have to make time for our connection to source.
Right.
Otherwise, when are we giving our power and energy to? What's important?
Right. And you're right. It's so important to, when you're talking about modeling as a parent, yes, it's so important. How are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing that's really setting yourself up for success each and every day? What is making that, how are you grounded into your experience, and how do you see and perceive life? I know as an unawakened mother, I was in a worried state all the time, worried about this was going to happen, that was going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. If I could go back and redo that, I would do it very differently. But obviously I was meant to be that way for a certain reason at that time, because everything is divine. So I do think it is, if we can really take care of doing what we know we need to do for ourselves and modeling that type of behavior and being in a really good place of self, I think that that is very important. And Ian Jennifer has said, surrender is all about self-acceptance and self-love, and renew your faith about things happening for a reason and at the proper time for you. Our children need to feel strong enough in themselves to know that they too can trust in the surrender process, to know that they will be okay because they can trust it. Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Linda's saying it's the aggression and feeling in fear as this plays out at times. So not being able to guide them and feeling empty in process, judging yourself, and I'm not sure what that means, but surviving in it. And so no, I totally understand what you're saying, Linda. And I think that is the big part of this journey is, as a parent, as an awakened parent, we're in a much better place of fostering that self love and helping our children to make some better choices if we're not coming from a place of fear. And a huge part of that, now that we've gone full circle, is about the fact that a lot of that comes down to the fact that we need to surrender. We need to be in a better place with all of that process. What do you think, Emunah?
Absolutely. And I think it is natural, that you do have fears come up, and it's not saying you're not going to have your fears. Be with them, process them. Don't process them with your children or put that on them. They shouldn't have to carry your process, right? And again, no one taught us this. And this is the same for your partner, for anyone. Everyone should not have to carry your process that we're dumping. We have to learn to, oh, I can feel what I'm feeling. I'm feeling fear. Creator, right? We have to have tools. This is a journey. Like, we're all here to help you have tools so you can say, this is what I'm feeling, and start to move it and transmute it and shift it and let go of those things. You're learning how to be a whole sovereign being. Then you're coming to your relationships, to your children, to your marriage, to your new partner that you're wanting to call in from a different space, right? From a more whole connected space. But that's working on your relationship to
Right.
creator, to feeling. I'm not saying don't feel your fear. That would be fake, right? There's layers
Right.
and layers of
Absolutely.
stuff that we've been holding on to, being strong, and the world is hitting us with everything to bring it all up, right? Bring it all up. And so, yeah, being in spaces like this, offering it to God. Here's one just powerful tool that I love. You can make a box, a little sweet box, a prayer box, a God box, I like to call it. And again, God to me is source, love, divine energy, the higher power that breathes me, whatever you want to call it. But write your concerns. Oh God, creator, help me with my children. I'm so worried about. Help me with this. I need this. I need help with this. Put it in the God box. That's a surrender. That's a way you're saying, universe, I hand this over. Show me. Right? But that's an action. I'm not just acquiescing and being like, oh,
Right.
whatever. I'm going, this is what I'm feeling. Help me, creator. And I'm opening to that help. And then I'm seeing, and the
Yes.
more you do that and you start to see support and things, you believe, right? And you
Mhm.
feel more confident and you can surrender more, right? So we do have to be responsible to process our own feelings, but we can do that with help and with support and love. And then we can show up different for our loved ones and model that for our
Mhm.
children and show them how to do that.
You know what? I just had chills shooting through me when you said that about the God box and putting things in there and asking for help through prayer. That's so beautiful, absolutely
Mm.
lovely. And Lori is saying that she loves that as well. And I don't want to miss. Lori also asked a little earlier that she knows that you and I are interested in essential oils, and which I think she asked specifically, which oils do you use?
Mm. I use so many, but I would tell you that my main ones that I would not go without, and that for you on this spiritual journey, I love, love, love white angelica. White angelica,
Oh,
like,
yes.
raises your vibration. It puts you in a whole field of positive energy. Like, it's like I feel like when I put on my white angelica, pooh, my wings are out.
Oh,
I'm
I love that.
protected in the light.
Yes.
And I also love joy. Joy has
Mhm.
rose. Rose is the highest frequency, so I want to keep
Right.
my frequency high. And joy helps me be in my heart. Today, I went to my little essential oil bar and I feel into them, right? I do have a lot. I've been practicing using them for 15 years, so I have them and I love them. They're definitely been a huge part of my journey. And, I feel into which ones do I need today? I take a bath. Which ones do I want to put in here? They're very energetic and helpful allies, and they'll help you know. Like today, I put harmony. Harmony is going to help balance and align my chakra centers and have me be in a flow. So,
Mhm.
white angelica, joy, harmony. There's an oil called surrender.
Yes, there is. And there's release, which is
Release.
also a wonderful
Woo!
one.
And you put it on and you will surrender and you will release. And in a beautiful way, you might feel feelings, you might have things that they're going to help you let go in
Right.
beautiful ways. They're really just so incredible. What are your favorite ones to use, Debbie?
So I love Sacred Mountain and I love orange. I live by orange. I have orange diffusing right now. I use it all the time because there's something about it. It
Mhm,
really resonates with me. Um, I have my moments where I need peace and calming. I
mhm,
use that one. I love joy. I love frankincense.
mhm.
Those are definitely some standards in my cabinet that I pull out all the time. But you know what? You're right. White angelica. That I will put that just all around my shoulders when I'm going out someplace and I'm going to be interfacing with a lot of people. Kind of gives me that feeling of yeah, I'm just in a really good place. Just
Mhm.
and the energies aren't affecting me as much as someone who can be impacted by other energies. I feel like that gives me a little bit of I have like a little bit of my cape on.
Totally. And
Yes.
in the interview I did, there's some free gifts I gave everyone, and one of them is a cloud clearing and meditation. And at the end, we put you in a crystalline capsule, right? The crystalline capsule for me is also like putting on white angelica. It's
Mhm.
like I'm in my vortex of light, right? And we are allowed to have boundaries and space, and this is my space and I'm taking care of it and I'm
Right.
honoring it, right? And that's going to create different things for me. So yeah, however you do that, you want to be able to hold your frequency and stay in your light and feel grounded and connected. And
Mhm.
yes, oils can definitely help with all these other beautiful tools. But I love them. I'm so grateful that they were a major, beautiful gift that the universe brought into my life at the exact right time, and truly opened me up in so many beautiful ways.
Yes, I can say the exact same thing happened for me as well. And they've made a major impact in my life and helping to raise your frequency and clearing out some of the things that just aren't working and grounding. The grounding oil has always been I'm a double air, so I the grounding is a really good thing for me to have. It's a conscious process every day
Mhm.
to remind myself to ground and be grounded. So that does make a big difference. But there are so many. It really, it's like you said, it's you look at the oils and you say, okay, who's speaking to me today? What do I need today? And then there's an oil that I love also, which is called Believe. So that's another great one. There's so
There's
many
so many.
power.
There's awaken, there's highest
Yes.
potential. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just beautiful, and it's important. We're talking about young living oils, right?
Right.
That's important. We're talking about a very high frequency therapeutic grade that these are created intentionally and harvested in the most beautiful ways to keep them in their pristine um, energy, so we can
Correct.
fully receive them. Yeah.
Right. And that's an important differentiation to make because not all oils are that.
Right.
So
You might not
wherever
feel
you
that.
get your oils, whether it's,
Again,
anywhere
discernment.
else,
Be
right, using your
aware,
discernment. Exactly.
right? Not everything is as it seems, right? But like get what's true and real. We
Right.
want truth. We want what's
Right.
real, pure.
Exactly. Exactly. So we talked about in your earlier interview about the energy transfer reset and the theta healing. And you have this other arm to your business, which is also your passion, which is the Sacred Love Academy and helping people in relationship and building sacred relationship. So do you want to tell us, because we didn't discuss any of that in the earlier interview. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do there?
Absolutely. Thank you. So, yes, I assist people in really coming into wholeness whether they're single and they want to attract a partner, they want someone who really meets them, who, right, is their heart's desire, not settling, but they want that. So I help them become that which can attract it. And I work with couples. I've worked with couples at the beginning of their relationship to teach them the tools of connection and sacred relating and intimacy. And it's beautiful, building a whole foundation. And I've guided them and made sacred wedding ceremonies and deep intimate experiences. Again, helping people have that connection we've always yearned for, but we don't know how to get. And it's not taught. I spent 20 years learning all these skills, tools, traveling the world, because again, that's what was important to me, right? So in the Sacred Love Academy, I work with single people and couples to really help them have passion and love and connection and intimacy. Because again, I believe in that, and I believe we're here to have those higher levels of love. I also, what's pretty awesome now is I've created a program, right? It's called Wholemate Alchemy. And it's a program where people can do this anywhere at any time from around the world. And I'm actually getting ready to teach it live in the next 3 months. So the first session is actually starting this Friday. Today's Wednesday in the USA. So in 2 days. And all the sessions are recorded, right? So you can jump in at any time you feel this, but it is a pretty awesome thing when I'm holding it live. So I'm holding the energy, feeling the frequency, and I was guided to do this because we're approaching 2022. Now, 2022 to me is a time where we are meant to be in alignment, in union, in wholeness. I believe a lot of people are going to be up-leveling their relationships, making commitments at a deeper level, and calling in their, what I like to call whole mate, their whole mate partner, which is like not a soulmate. A soulmate is someone who can be your teacher and help you grow. It could be also a brother, a friend. Your whole mate is that mirror reflection of your wholeness. And it's like,
I love that.
yes, and when you're whole, you're aligned, you're going to uplift relationships you're in or call in that level of love. And that's what I learned on my journey. God's delays were not God's denials. When God was not bringing me the partner of my dreams, I saw that God, Creator, was helping me become whole so I could actually have what I truly wanted. So in my Wholemate Academy, Alchemy, there's 7 aspects that we need to work on to be whole and be aligned. We work on healing our divine masculine. We all have a masculine and feminine energy. And if they're out of balance, not working together, not in partnership, you're not going to have great partnership on the outside. So we heal that. We heal the feminine. We bring them together in union. We work on opening and healing your heart, clearing all the past energy from past relationships and past relationship models of codependency and you complete me. And this is not who we are as sovereign whole beings and how we're meant to have relationships. So we clear and help you cleanse that. We work on opening your sacred sexuality again to see sex as something beautiful to share and intimate. We reclaim it because it's been desecrated and that affects our relationships. And we also work on you being your full multidimensional self in full connection and alignment. So there's 7 parts. I call it the Wholemate Star Map. And we work on each of those parts, bring them into alignment. So you're in alignment and you're able to fully be connected and whole like a star. Like, this is who I am. And then you are going to call in and attract a like-minded partner from that place, or up-level your current relationship, or be in alignment to have your purpose, right? But be more in truth to who you are. So it's a container that I'm holding. You can do it from anywhere in the world. And you get to go through these aspects with me and come into wholeness. And when you get to the end, then you can have a private session where we call in what it is from that place. We don't want to manifest it until we get you whole, because you're going to keep, if you don't do this,
Right.
life is going to help you learn to get whole, but it may take a while, right? But by doing it intentionally, working on these aspects, getting help in the container that we're building for you and holding for you, you get into that alignment, and then you can call in and you're going to attract soul family, soul love, whole mate love, your aligned career. That's what I've learned in my journey. And these are the places when I'm working with clients that I have to work on, so we get them all in alignment, so you can be in that wholeness. So I will post a link in the Facebook group here to an interview I did if you want to learn more about whole mate alchemy and what it means. There's a lot more I can say about it. And the link to the program. And if you want to jump in that program, yeah, it's just divine timing that we're here now and it's starting soon. So you can feel into that.
That's fantastic, because you know what, it is so true. And I don't think we realize it in its full extent, that if you don't heal those aspects of yourself, and if you don't heal those parts, you basically will go from one relationship where you were having those struggles straight into another one. And you'll find that you're still having similar struggles because you haven't healed that part of yourself that was in that cycle, for lack of a better term. So you do need to do that inner healing work for yourself, as well as for your relationship and any future relationships that you might have, because it's just going to recreate itself in just another relationship someplace else if it's not healed. So back to your program then, it's starting live this Friday. Now, if somebody's watching this today and they say, oh, you know what, I'm thinking about it, but maybe they don't do something about it until next week. So do they miss anything? Are they?
Yeah, no, they can still jump in. There was an orientation setting container that we did last week, so you would get access to that on a recording. I've already known that more people are coming in. My team and I can feel it. I'm holding space for you. I know that we are doing this because we're preparing for 2022, which is just around the corner. And it's a powerful year coming up to be in alignment, to be in our true self. So we've already been holding space. And when you come in, whether you come in next week, you'll get the recordings you missed. So you'll get the orientation, you'll get the first segment, and then you can start the second segment, right? Each one stands on its own, and you can do them in whatever order. You know, if you come in and I'm on healing your sacred masculine and feminine, then you might start there and then go back and listen to the other recordings. You will have them and you will own them, so you can do them when you need to. And yeah, don't wait, get in the container as soon as possible, because it's always wonderful to be held sooner than later.
Right. Now, do you do this with your partner? Do you do this?
You do it on your own. This is individually. This is individual work. And yeah, your partner, if your partner wants to do it, you know, your partner can do it too, but don't make them. Focus on you. Do you, right? And you're going to see, I've had so many people do this program who are in relationship who think, I don't know if this relationship's going to work for me. I'm like, don't do anything. Just do this. And then they're like, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how beautiful so many things opened up, because we're going to focus on those things. Just like at the beginning of this call, we talked about what keeps us from having those connections are the places where there's walls, there's programs, there's things inside that are invisible, but they block us from having that connection.
Right.
So we get to work on them consciously. And when I work with the spirit team, I work with Creator. The energy transfer reset is always happening. The team is always helping you clear what needs to clear so we can get to your true self. When you're in your true self, you're going to have authentic connections with your kids, with your partner, with your dog, right? With the neighbor, with the grocery store clerk. Life just becomes more awesome. You're more connectable, right? More open, more grounded. But again, I didn't know this, so I was looking everywhere outside for this to fix me, that to make me happy, this partner to do it. And it was like Creator kept saying, nope, this is an inside job. So that's why I help people do the inside work. And then if you're in a relationship and you want to get support, I offer coaching and support and healing sessions for couples where I work with you together and we can talk about what's going on for you and help you come back into connection. So there's lots of different possibilities, but I'm just excited to be able to offer whole mate alchemy. You don't have to do it live, you don't have to be in person with me. It's just amazing that we can have access to this now, and that now I just feel excited. I'm especially excited, I will say, about this Wholemate Alchemy program that I'm holding. So for me, I've been on my journey to find love since I was 20. You know, I've wanted it. I'm 46 now. I met my beautiful beloved when I was 39, right before I turned 40. And again, he came to me magically after I got into alignment. Now, it wasn't always like that. It was hard, right? But once I got into alignment, and we're actually having our own sacred wedding day on 2/22/2022 of
I love that.
2022. Yes, and I knew that's the day I'm supposed to, because that's my numbers. It's
Yes.
like, of course, universe, that is right on time. Like, but when I was 20 looking for my love of my life, you know, I couldn't see that I was supposed to get married on 2/22/2022. So there's
Right.
a lot of things that I had to learn in between then. But I'm
Right.
saying this to say that the container I'm holding, it's filled with all of that, and all of that, what I'm building and creating to pour into my own. Because a sacred wedding to me isn't just we're going to say our vows. This is this is a vibration of love that we are holding for our planet that is so next level, right? It's a higher love, a higher divine love. And so I feel like this container is also holding that and preparing for that, and everyone that gets in is in the wave of that beautiful love that I'm holding. So it's just an even bigger holding. So it's very exciting.
It's so beautiful, Emunah. I mean, everything, your passion, your love, your enthusiasm. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It really is. It's contagious. There's no doubt about it. It's contagious. So I'm so grateful to you for all that you're sharing. And so if our friends want to reach you, I'd love to give you the opportunity to tell them how they can find you,
Sure.
how they should reach out to you, et cetera. I know you're going to put the link in the group, but beyond that, how should they reach you?
Yes. So beyond that, my website is evolvingsoulacademy.com. And you can connect with me right through there. You can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook, Evolving Soul Academy. You can email me, Emunah, EMUNAH, at sacredlovethatlasts.com. And those are all the ways you can connect to me. You can send me a private message in Facebook or Messenger if you're there. Absolutely. Right. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm sure that you're going to have many people reach out to you. This program that you're offering sounds phenomenal. I may have to get involved myself. And we're all looking to I'm always looking to try and better myself and to get to those deeper places within myself to heal. And I know I'm no different than anyone else. We all have some of those areas that still need healing. And so that's such a beautiful program that you're offering. And I'm so grateful to you for that. So again, thank you to you as always, such a generous, kind, and loving soul. I'm so grateful. And to all of our friends who are watching here today, I'm so grateful that everyone took the time and stayed with us and asked the questions. And on a go forward basis, please go to the events section, everyone, and write down any questions that you might have. You will have had an opportunity to watch some of the additional videos by then. So please put your questions for each specific speaker in that area. That would be lovely. And again, much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, beautiful spirit Emunah, for being here and sharing your love and your light with us. You are indeed a beacon. So I'm so very grateful to you for that. So much love. Until tomorrow, we will be back tomorrow with Grace. And I believe that's at 12 o'clock Eastern. But please do check your listings. The times are in the daily email. They're also in the featured section at the top of the page, and they're on the right-hand side, a little midway down the page in the events section. You can find them there. Until then, much love and many blessings. Mwah, to you and to Emunah. Thank you so much. And we will be back live tomorrow.